Hi guys, this is a presentation called Smartphones 101. So what is a smartphone? A mobile phone that can perform many of the functions of a computer, typically having a touchscreen interface, internet access, and an operating system capable of running downloaded applications. What is the history of smartphones? Well, here's a short video explaining.
Before the success of the iPhone, which hit the market in 2007, the major player in the smartphone market was BlackBerry. Even 2 years after the initial iPhone was released, BlackBerry still had almost 50% of the market. With so much uncertainty in consumer preferences, BlackBerry and Apple made two very different strategic decisions. Rather than improving the quality of their browser, BlackBerry felt that consumers were more concerned with data privacy and data encryption. Apple felt that consumers would be more concerned with the capability of the browsers and the apps. Although BlackBerry had a more loyal customer base, following several product disappointments, most of their customers completely abandoned the brand. Luckily for Apple, this coincided with the release of the hugely successful iPhone 4 in 2010. By that time, the App Store had passed its tipping point in terms of the number of users and the number of developers. Not only did Apple's ecosystem create network effects and raise switching costs, but the sudden rise in demand created greater incentives for developers, which resulted in more apps and, more importantly, better apps. This positive feedback loop further raised the value proposition of the iPhone, creating an extremely loyal customer base. Knowing that their customers would always wait for the next new iPhone, Apple continuously extended the time between their upgrades. This strategy enabled Apple to perfect each product and make sure that it was equipped with all of the state-of-the-art innovation. Samsung has since also adopted this strategy for their flagship phone, the Galaxy, but this strategy is not without its downside. By using loyalty to aggregate pent-up demand for future product releases, Apple and Samsung have put themselves at greater risk in the case of a product disappointment. Apple's scare with the Bengate scandal and Samsung's recall over exploding batteries is an important reminder that both firms will have to keep innovating to maintain their loyal customer base.
That's a quick explanation. It's just showing us history, how smartphones became as popular as they are today. So, some of the main brands. This one is Samsung. It's popular for its Samsung Galaxy smartphone range. The flagship products of Samsung are Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge and Galaxy Note 7. So some of the features of Samsung Galaxy phones are a gaming tool, which means that you're able to toggle full screen, disable lights, lock the home button, hard press, lock the edge display touch area, lock brightness, lock navigation keys, lock screen touches, take a screenshot, and record a video, which is all great for people who want to be gamers on YouTube or other streaming devices, but able to record gaming and also record it without the notifications that you typically get on your phone. Up next, we have the iPhone, which we just discussed. Apple was founded in 1976 by Steve Jobs and Ronald Wayne, and now it is known best for its iPhone. Some iPhone features are AirDrop. If you need to share if you need to share photos, videos, or files with other Apple devices, AirDrop is best. You just tap the share button and a row of possible devices AirDrop to shows up. Then you tap a friend's icon, and once they accept, the file or photo gets sent. This is great. You don't have to go to your email. It just pops right up on your device. Sharing Wi-Fi. When you join a new Wi-Fi network, a Share Your Wi-Fi prompt appears on a friend's iOS device or Mac. They have to be in your contacts, and it'll ask their permission for the password. Once they okay it, the devices do the rest. This is great because often Wi-Fi passwords are kind of complicated, and this way nobody sees the actual password. It's just it's just like basically granting access without having to see the password or type it in. Live photos. A live photo consists of a photo and a 3-second video made up of 1.5 seconds before and 1.5 seconds after the picture is taken. This is great for taking pictures of moving animals like pets or kids where you want to get just the right position. And sometimes your phone doesn't click off at the right time. So you have 1.5 seconds before to go and find the frame that you want, or 1.5 seconds after. Another brand is, it's Chinese, excuse my pronunciation, is Xiaomi, which was founded in 2010 by Lei Jun and released its first smartphone in 2011. Since then, Xiaomi has become the 8th largest smartphone manufacturer in the world. Xiaomi's flagship brands are the Redmi and Mi series, which have grown significantly in popularity. Some of the features are pocket mode. Enabling this feature will automatically increase the ringtone volume for incoming calls when the phone is in the pocket, and locks touch gestures, which will save from any accidental tap. This eliminates the whole butt dial thing. You know, with pocket mode, you're not going to fear accidentally calling someone in the pocket, you know, and then hearing stuff, you know, it's all secure. And that way, if it's in your pocket, you don't have to worry about feeling the vibration. You'll just hear it, you'll be able to pick it up. Another Xiaomi feature is you're able to play app audio in the background. Apps like YouTube will automatically stop the audio while you lock your phone or switch apps. But this feature will allow you to play the audio of any app in the background. This is great because often on YouTube, you might be listening to or watching a music video and you want to go do other things, but you still want to hear the music. And this way you can stay on YouTube in the background and it'll continue to play so you can still hear your songs or whatever you're watching and do other things on your phone. Virtual identity. This allows you to legally disguise yourself on apps and sites by creating a temporary ID to be used for the website or app registration. As a result, your privacy will always be protected. So it's kind of like going incognito because you know the app says they need your information, and sometimes you just don't feel comfortable giving certain platforms your information, and it's just a really easy way to just make sure that you're secure. Up next, we have the Apple, which is, again, based in China, and is one of the most prominent new companies in the world, owned by BBK Electronics. Some specific Apple features are the Google Lens. It has integrated the Google Lens into its smart sidebar feature, which makes translating documents simple. So instead of, finding, the language and typing it in, the Google Translate, Google Lens will just look at it and read it and be like, oh, this is Chinese, for example, and then immediately translate it into English. So I could approximate location share. If an app asks for your location permission, you don't need to share your exact location to them. Instead, you can share an approximate location. So, sometimes apps like a dating app will ask for your location, and it's like, how many people do you want to see where you are right now? So it's just more privacy. And then privacy dashboard, which is a dashboard that displays a timeline of how your installed apps have used various permissions on your phone. For example, you can see the number of times the location permission has been used over the last 24 hours and what apps have been doing it. So you just think about this, there's no calls in New York. Do I need calls to know my location? They won't be using the app. It's just sort of like just understanding who has your information and what they have. Another brand is Vivo. They have lots of things, but they specialize in smartphones. And another service owned by BBK Electronics in China. It started in 2009. This is the fastest growing smartphone company in the world, having a strong global footprint with its wide mobile range. Some Vivo features, there's lock screen options by going to the settings menu and choosing lock screen, home screen, and wallpaper. You can decide how pictures move through your lock screen. You can even have your phone download new lock screen images automatically so that you will always be surprised. So it's definitely an aesthetic thing. Some people want pictures of family, and if you don't have specific pictures, you can it'll go online and find like pleasant, nice wallpapers to put in the background, like mountains or squirrels or whatnot. Another feature with Vivo is you can change fonts. It's an option in the setting menu that can make the display font easier for you to read and simply give it a personal touch. Some fonts with dyslexic people are really hard to read, and so having a font that is, much easier for your eyes to process and your brain to process can be really helpful, especially when you're reading text from family members or news on your phone. It's great to fully understand it. And why prevent yourself? And instead use fonts that you're able to read English. And then lastly, with the Vivo feature, you can shake for flashlight. When you need a source in the middle of the night, it can take some time to find your phone and turn on the light using the touchscreen. When you enable this option, a simple shake will turn the light on and off again. So what they're talking about is on my phone, it can be kind of difficult to find the flashlight at night. You see, I have the phone, and then I have to go find this little app in the corner, or I can pull down, but it's much easier to just shake and get a flashlight. I would love this option. Now, there have been some concerns with smartphones and children. That's pretty typical for technology, but I think it's always good to take into consideration the risks and what we know so far. So this is from NBC News, and it just kind of goes in how the children are.
For an honest assessment. How many hours would you say a day you're on a device?
Oh.
Pretty much all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the device with me most of the time when I'm awake.
And then ask the kids how distracted most parents are.
Whenever I say, like, Mom, can you help me get change? And then she's like, yeah, I'll come in a second.
Why, because she's on her phone sometimes?
Yes, she's on her phone. I say, Mom, can you please help me? And then I try to say it very loudly. And if she doesn't listen, I just turn off her phone.
You turn it off. They're happy and healthy, but they reflect what's happening in so many families across the country. Common Sense Media found parents average more than 9 hours a day on a device. Most said they're trying to be good technology role models, but studies have found a link between parents' screen time and behavior problems in kids.
What does it feel like if you can't get mom and dad's attention?
It feels annoying.
Sorry?
It feels bad because, like, listen.
I think my kids sometimes feel like maybe they're less important than what I'm doing on my phone. Do you guys ever feel that way?
Yes. Yeah, a lot of times.
Psychologist Catherine Steiner-Adair has asked thousands of children how they feel about their parents using devices.
5 adjectives were used over and over by children, and it didn't matter whether they were 4 or 14 or 24. And they were angry, sad, mad, lonely, and frustrated.
Children tell her they text their own parents to get attention.
When it takes texting and all this effort to get your attention, that creates a little tear in the fabric of the immediacy of connection kids feel with their parents.
She suggests device-free mornings, dinners, and bedtime. And if you must respond, explain that.
If I'm doing something work-related, I'll say I got to take this call or do something, and I'll give them an update. I need a few minutes.
I'll say to them, guys, I'm going to be in the office. I'm going to do some work.
I never say, I'm playing Fortnite. I can't take care of that.
Yeah.
All right, Kate joins us now. One of the things we learn early on as parents, whatever you do is going to get mimicked by the kids. Do these effects that have been observed last for a long time?
So they can, but let me give you some good news. By the age of 8 or 9 or 10, kids can start to understand the positives of technology, that it enables you to be at the soccer game because you're still connected to work. So there's that. But as the mom of teenagers, it is a constant juggle.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out.
So yeah, that's just sort of an example of, smartphones are extremely popular. Frankly, I really don't know anyone who doesn't have one at this point. Certainly not anyone my age. But they can definitely be a distraction, and I feel like that is going to be something that people are starting to take into consideration when, doing family things or mental health, a lot of screen time. Well, now you're a smartphone pro. Congratulations. You are smarter than the phone.